Alright, so we are playing a cube draft today of my own cube. I'm going to take this Necromancy pack 1 pick 1. I think that a lot of the cards in this pack are very powerful, but I tend to enjoy the Reanimator strategy. Pack 2, we have Merfolk Looter or Una's Prowler. I think Looter is slightly better and Prowler is more likely to wheel, and we can potentially get Scalding Tarn if no one's on that, but that's probably unlikely. Another discard outlet in Call the Bloodline. It's one of my favorites, actually. There's also a Flooded Strand, which is obviously very good, but I'm going to take this Call the Bloodline, and then we can start looking at maybe picking up some counter spells, maybe some more reanimation or big fat creatures. Alright, another discard outlet. Here's a Dread Return. There's also a Fierce Empath. It's good to note. I'm going to take the Dread Return. You do want to have reanimation density or cheat density in your deck that is designed to cheat things into play. And so the more of those you have, the better. I'm going to take Lightning Greaves here. I think that the ability to give your big fat creature haste is pretty good. And that's one of the reasons this is in the cube. Also, of course, it supports aggro decks, but it is at its best when it can make a giant creature have haste, especially those with Annihilator. So I'm going to take Laybare of the Heart here. We're not very likely to be blue-white. I think Laybare of the Heart is a great card. It's 2-mana Thoughtseize most of the time, and that's pretty good. Sundering Titan is very good. Pull from Tomorrow is very good. We could potentially wheel the Sundering Titan, and it's one of my least favorite big fat creatures, so I'm just going to take this Pull from Tomorrow, actually. None of these cards are particularly exciting. I will take Beast Within in case we are on Bug. It's a versatile removal spell. Alright, Duress is really good. Alright, yeah, Duress is a really good card. That's definitely main boardable. We want to, in this kind of deck, I usually like to have some cantrips to help me dig to my things, and a decent amount of hand disruption. I think that hand disruption is very powerful, especially in combo decks, but just in general as well, because you get to see what's going on, you can play around your opponent's turn, cards that they have in hand, and I think that the extra information is almost always useful at a bare minimum. This hand is, or this pack rather, this pack is interesting. We did wheel the Scalding Tarn, which I think I might take here. We can also take the Malicious Affliction. I think I'm going to take the Tarn and bank on finding like a Watery Grave, and I'll take the Ravenous Chupacabra here, since we took the Tarn in the last pack. It's weird that both of those wheeled, to be honest with you. That signals to me that people are not in blue, which is odd. Not usually how that works. I'm going to take the Crypt Breaker. Fatal Push is a good card, but I think Crypt Breaker is a little bit more in line with what we're trying to do. Languish is great. We'll probably end up running that. If not in the main board, probably looking to sideboard that in. Omen Speaker is a decent card, especially if we can get Soul Exchange, or one of the, I think that's the primary one that allows you to sacrifice something. I don't know if we can wheel this Emrakul, and it's one of the better targets, but we really want the Sunken Hollow. I'm going to take the Sunken Hollow just to make sure our fixing is reasonable. That was a hard choice, though. Glen Elendra, Hymn to Turak, Charticourse, Jace. There's also Will Kenrith, but I'm kind of on 5 CMC or less stuff here. It's either him or Jace. I think Charticourse is up there too, but I think we can probably wheel that. Glen Elendra is fine as well. I'm going to take him, I think. There's an Exhume. So that gives us 3 reanimation spells. Try to wheel the Shieldred. Sure. Wild Mongrel, Evolving Wilds, Deck and Stone. If we did want to be in white, we could. I'm not really leaning in that direction. There's Miscalculation as well. If we wanted to stay blue-black. I think I'm cool with miscalculation here. As you can see, I really prefer the low CMC spells in terms of how I configure my deck. Mana efficiency is really important. I'm going to take this Pathrazer of Ulamog. We do need a big thing. There's a Distress, and I think we can probably wheel that. So I'm going to take this Ancient Stone Idol, which is another big thing. Collective Brutality is really quite a good spell. Now, I would want to take one of these 2-mana rocks, but I think that Brutality is just good enough to where we don't want to take that. A Thoughtseize and Animate Dead in this pack. We have a lot of hand disruption. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Animate Dead. So now we have a lot of density in terms of our reanimation package. We just need some things to actually reanimate. So we are getting pretty deep now into what we will probably end up playing. So I think we could potentially cut Omen Speaker. We're looking to have like an actual loot effect. I think that card's fine and it could come back in, but it's not a card that we're really particularly looking to play. I think we can cut Ravenous Chupacabra too. This gives us 6 slots. So yeah, I cut those primarily with the idea that we could get some things that would further our game plan in terms of cantrips or in terms of big fat creatures that we want to cast. There's a Charter Course and Jace. There's also a Crux of Fate. I think I'm going to take the Charter Course. I'm not super high on it. Shieldred did wheel, which is what we were hoping for. Whirler Rogue, fine. Confiscate is great. Distress, I'm not surprised that wheeled. Shieldred, Confiscate. Okay, so we're at 21 now. Preferably we get, okay, well there's Buried Alive. That's pretty much the exact card that we're looking for here. Mystic Confluence is very good too, but I do want ways to consistently get the stuff in my graveyard. And that is one of the ways to do it. I'm going to take Watery Grave here. Recurring Nightmare, obviously notable. Terracodon, obviously notable. But I do want to have good mana, and most of our deck is actually already there. We need like one more fat creature, and I prefer my my last fat creature to be more resilient than Terracodon. Zombify, Makeshift Mannequin, those are both fine. I think I can take Makeshift Mannequin, I guess. I can also just take Preordain. Yeah, let's take Preordain. We've seen so much reanimation that, like, I don't know if we have to worry about whether or not we can wheel this stuff. I think I want to take Marsh Flats. Yeah, I'll take Marsh Flats. We may not want Pull from Tomorrow, actually, now that I think about it. Shimmer Possibilities, Atalpa. See, now this is a card that I really want in my deck. It's hard to remove, and it's able to just win the game. It's able to win the game very quickly. So now I feel like my reanimation package is pretty full, and then if we wheel the Terracodon, that's something that we can board in. Or just have as a 5th reanimation target. Riptide Shapeshifter is a card that I really enjoy playing with. I think it's a good card. I'm going to highlight that. I'm looking at the rest of this pack, wondering if I need another. I think we do want the other destroy all creature type effect. And here's a way to do that via reanimation. So I'm going to take this. I do like Deluge, but we have 2 Wraths already. So I'm just going to go with this. I don't really think we want to be on Counter Magic, actually, with how much hand disruption we have. Tameo is a card that I really actually like. I don't know that we need Dance of the Dead. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we can take Dance of the Dead. That's fine. We are going to probably wheel Zombify or Makeshift Mannequin, though. Let's take Dance. I think that's better than both of those. And I would prefer to have a really decent spell. I'm going to cut Miscalculation, actually. We can take Cast Down or Gear Hulk. I'm going to take Cast Down. I do want to have some sort of early effect. This is kind of interesting. All three of these are quite good. We did pick up the Dance of the Dead, so I'm actually kind of leaning toward Vraska's Contempt in the matchups where we want to be able to like kill big things, and that's what I took. I'll take Ultimate Price here. Underground River, Wield, Bloodghast, and whatever BS is in the last thing. Okay, so we didn't get Terastodon, which is kind of upsetting because we do want that kind of effect a lot of the time. I think we actually probably main board Begard and Hellkite. And then, let's see, we're really light on blue actually. I think that Confiscate might not be worth it. It's like something we can board into. And then, we'll be fine with just 24 cards in our deck. We could cut like Languish for Marble Diamond. This is a Kite Sail Freebooter. How many discard outlets do we have? We have Crypt Breaker, Called Bloodline, Collective Brutality, Charter Course, Merfolk Looter. It's pretty good. I kind of prefer Yahani's Expertise actually to the other. Because you can do that and then like reanimate something, which is pretty good if you pair them together. I think we're fine with 24 and then just having 16 lands. Our mana, like our curve is really low, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I'm gonna say we don't need that many islands. We can actually just cut blue if we really wanted to. Not saying that's right, but I'm just going to go with like 2 islands and 8 swamps. I'm not actually calculating how many I need, as I probably should. Maybe in game 1 we don't want the Lightning Greaves. That's possible. We got like Never Return for a cheaper removal spell, maybe Cast Down Ultimate Price type thing. Sure, let's do that. It is less versatile, of course, but if we find that we need a better removal spell, then we can just play it. So, alright, so this is UV Reanimator. Download, and we'll download that too. Okay. Alright, our opponent's here for round 1. So let's get into the match and see how it goes. I think that, if we need it, we can bring in Confiscate, we can bring in, oh man. Did forget to add lands to the sideboard. I'll take the play. And that's not always what you're supposed to do in Reanimator, but I'll keep this. Let me think about our deck list. Okay. So we have how many ways of discarding? Charter Course, Merfolk Looter, Call the Bloodline, Crypt Breaker, and we can also target ourselves. Okay. I'm just going to play out my lands and play normally. If we had been on the draw, we'd probably be in a slightly better position here, actually. So that's worth noting. But just gonna go ahead and fetch a Sunken Hollow here. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I'm going to cast Chart a Course. And so now we have the opportunity to more or less Thoughtseize our opponent and then reanimate, which is pretty good. So that's like turn. It's going to be like turn 4, reanimate Sheoldred. Okay. I lied. I'm just going to reanimate it now. Because it's big, and he's tapped out. So I guess I should have cast Exhume there, huh? Yeah, that's slightly suboptimal reanimation spell, but okay. Sure. So Sorcery Speed Impulse, quite the good card, to be honest. But I think that given our current board state, we are slightly ahead of what that entails. There's not a lot of blue removal in the cube. That's because most blue removal is quite bad. So he needs to find something that can deal 6 damage to my Sheoldred, which I don't think I'm going to let happen, but we'll see. Yeah, we just lay bare the heart next turn to prevent any sort of possibility of like Chain Lightning plus Lightning Bolts or whatever. Pretty happily play my land here, attack. Second main, we will go lay bare the heart. Let's see. I think we should take PN Quran. That creates the most bodies immediately, and Legion War Boss, do they have to attack with this? Yeah, it has to attack when it comes into play. So there's less possibility of it really getting in the way for me. We can also reanimate that actually with Dance of the Dead, get some tokens. What is going on here? So we played a land. She's on like a blue-red tempo control deck. It looks like a sweet list, to be honest, but I think it is going to have a hard time dealing with giant creatures on turn 2/3, mostly turn 3. The fastest you can reanimate in my cube is turn 3. I have capped that off intentionally to try to balance Reanimator in a relatively fair format. So, yeah, I think if I had taken Una's Prowler in the first pack, I'd be slightly happier with my discard outlets. But alas, we did not do that. Collective Defiance plus something can kill my Shieldred. That is true. But I mean, we just Dance of the Dead again, so. Yeah, having reanimation density is really pretty good. Alright, Abbott's fine. Now the question is, do I kill his Legion War boss and... No, I don't think so. Okay. Just gonna attack. Okay, so now I want to kill his war boss. I think that's fine. I actually don't think I need to reanimate the PN Kieran LR. Oh, that's interesting. Alright. Yeah, okay, so if we put Pull from Tomorrow back into the deck, we have another way of discarding things. Alright, so... He was going to collect a Defiance, but it's a sorcery. Yeah, Shieldred's a really good card. So I need to do this. I need to add some lands to my sideboard. Just do like 7. Alright, so let's let's reopen this. There we go. Alright, so now we could do things like bring Pull from Tomorrow back in. I don't think we need more than one additional island to have that in the deck. Kitesail Freebooter could be fine. I overall don't think I need it. And I don't really know if we need Yaheni's expertise, although it seems fine. We probably don't need Lightning Greaves. It's not the kind of matchup where he's going to be able to kill our creature very efficiently. So yeah, that seems fine to me. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a card, and discard Zatalpa, and then try to reanimate. That's pretty much our goal. Which is a turn 3 reanimate a giant dragon, or dinosaur rather. We could also just discard Begarden Hellkite, which is able to eat his board pretty efficiently, and then try to get this in the graveyard somehow other. But I think this is just the best one. It's so powerful. With Dance of the Dead, it's actually a 2-turn clock, which is hilarious to me. He does have an aggressive list, so Begarden Hellkite could be right to bin there, but I went with Zatalpa just because felt like the thing to do. I don't know. I'll go ahead and play my second hollow now. Okay, Brawl. Sure. Yeah, now I'm wishing I had discarded the Begarden Hellkite, but, you know, what can you do? Okay. It's sweet, actually. 3 mana, scry 2, draw 2 is actually really good. Brawl makes a lot of sense there. His deck is pretty decent. Actually, like I think it's a pretty good aggressive blue-red tempo deck. Unfortunately, it just doesn't match up against us very well, unless he's got counter magic early on. Our ceiling for reanimation is just a lot higher in terms of power, what we can do very early. So. Is there even anything else left in the cube? I mean, there's Shieldred, I guess. So we could Buried Alive for Shieldred. I don't think we need to. I'd rather just stay on my land, to be honest, discard my Begarden Hellkite and have that as a way of killing his stuff. Okay. Ooh, flying creatures, nice. Those do block Zatalpa. Of course, it has trample and double strike, but alright, so we win round 1. see if we can get around two. It's sometimes hard on the site, but and I will take the play. This is interesting. I'll keep this. Yikes, all right. Yep. All right, well, this is going to be a bad game, so yeah, we're probably not winning this first game. We kept a one-lander, which is kind of risky, but you know, we weren't playing around Thalia on turn 2. Okay, Blade Splicer, sure. We just have to draw another land. Which we successfully did here. We can make a zombie, which is pretty good. And if we find another land, we can then reanimate dead our Begarden Hellkite and kill his board, which is pretty good. So we just have to find another land. Okay. Oh no, he can't cast that. Sure. That's fine. It's like a green-white aggro mid-range deck. Land. Damn. The good news is we can discard something, double block the Thalia, and then we can Dance to the Dead, the Begarden Hellkite back, which is pretty good. Probably discard Collective Brutality at this point. Yeah, gonna say Brutality is probably the best discard. All right. Well, we're just gonna discard this. Sweet, we did it. All right, so we need to go boom like this. We have a sunken hollow somewhere, like that, and we can go exhume. One, two, three, 4, 5. Nice, and we get our Crypt Breaker back, which is pretty good. for us, obviously, and we get to draw a card. Alright, so now we're back on kind of track of how this is supposed to go. We have Buried Alive for Dance of the Dead. Okay, so we're pretty well set up now. Alright. Grook is pretty good. It depends on what he does here, though. Like, making a beast doesn't really bother me that much. Untapping some lands, that might be problematic if he plays, something, I don't know what 3-drops he has. Maybe like Thrashing Brontodon or something, that would be annoying. Okay, Warm Power Stone's not a big deal. Sure. Okay. And then we can just Lay Bare the Heart and Lay Bare the Heart, kill Garuk, etc., etc. Actually, we just want to do it like this. I think I want to take. I want to take Sultari Champion, actually. There's also, of course, Phyrexian Revoker, but I'm going to take Champion because I can't block it. I guess, but that doesn't really matter, right? Because we can get Shieldred. Maybe we just want to take him off card draw. Sure, we'll take Tireless Tracker. Okay. Alright, Duress. Not doing us any favors here, but so he drew a land for turn. I'll just get a swamp. I don't think we need double blue here. And we'll go ahead and bin our Duress. We definitely don't need that. So this is like green-white aggro, which is pretty interesting. I haven't seen that shell very much. It's like green. I'd call it mid-range maybe, but because it's less about ramp, it looks like, and more about like efficient, mid-game creatures. Surprised he didn't attack and just regenerate there, but to each their own, I suppose. 1, 2, 3. Buried Alive. Sweet. So now we can draw a card with our Crypt Breaker, which is pretty good. Oh, did I forget to draw an extra card for Monarch? Whoops. I was busy, like, The thing about Triss is that you have to manually do everything. So when you're like taking care of all that stuff, tapping everything, you sometimes forget stuff. So um, that was my fault though, and I shouldn't have missed that. Wasn't expecting that. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well. That definitely sucked. Let's go ahead and play a looter. And play this guy. And pass. Johannes' expertise, obviously just way late. Would have been nice, but, you know, alas. Excellent. Okay. I mean, if all we really need to do is, you know, reanimate Shieldred again, which isn't particularly challenging to do. Let's see. Can distress our opponent. Yep, that's easy. And then we'll go loot. Pin the land. Pretty easy. And pass. Yeah, I'm not gonna like Wrath just this Thragtusk. We can just block the Vampire token. We still have a fair amount more reanimation spells in our deck, so yeah, I mean, I'm not really interested in getting Lightning Greaves into play right this moment. Sure. Now all you need is expertise, probably. It wouldn't be that bad. We just have to draw a card, really. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, this is where we're sad that we didn't get the Terastodon, but it's kind of okay. Oh, he didn't kill our thing. So if we draw reanimation, we can Wrath his board and swing. Yeah, we can just get Path Razor actually at this point. Do we have another 2-mana? We have Animate Dead, right? Yeah. Although that's not exactly ideal. Alright, so we got to kill that. That's nice. He's still the Monarch, which kind of sucks, but we did kill his Vivian Reed. And now we can block the Thrag Tusk, draw a thing. Wrath is bored. We Bogard and Hellkite, and then Henny's Expertise. And that should be plenty. Assuming that Sheoldred doesn't die. But yeah, if Sheoldred doesn't die, we're in a really good position. Okay. So he sacrifices the Ramanap Explorator. That's interesting. Alright, what if it holds? Sure. I'm assuming Workable Elder is going to I'm assuming it's going to come down and kill this Lightning Greaves. Oh, that's interesting. And then we get to go draw a card. Ah, I messed that up. It's fine though. I should have stated that it was going to deal one there, but it's fine. Yeah, so we'll just do this. I become the Monarch. Alright, Hymn to Turak is a pretty good draw. Yeah, Lightning Greaves is quite potent here. In this style of deck, we get to bring in Zatalpa and basically just win, or like Pathways of Ulamog, etc., etc. Like, very potent plays to come here. So this was a good game, though. It was very back and forth. I thought that was just going to die to aggro. The Thalia was really, killing us dead, but Bogard and Hellkite came in clutch. Really solved our problems for us, and now we're in a interesting tussle, if you will. That seems like a misplay. If you get Wickerwell Elder, you can kill the Greaves and maybe have a block, but I'm just going to go ahead and get, I guess maybe Zatalpa is even better, but this guy. But I'll get Pathrazer just because Eldrazi are fun. We can give something haste. We don't need to though. Stuff that we want. Stuff that we want. I think that like Never Return, like having answers for his Planeswalkers are reasonable. Which ones did we see? We saw Garuk, we saw Vivian Reed, and we saw Nissa. Now, those three, only really Vivian Reed is problematic. But still do want to have ways of dealing with those. That said, I think Duress is overall not the best discard spell in this matchup, and I'd prefer to have like a Languish, I want to say. And I also think that we can maybe cut an ultimate price for Vraska's Contempt, and that gives us enough flexibility. I think that's fine. It's not perfect, but and I like Vraska's Contempt more than the other one that's in my deck. Never Return, mostly because it's an instant, gains life. It's a powerful card, so I like this hand. Preordain on 1 is fine, and if we find, something, it's like some sort of reanimation spell, we're in a good spot. I'm just gonna do this. Preordain, top 2. We want, both of those really, but let's go just Pathrazer, move this one to the bottom. And then next turn we can go Distress, and then turn 3, call the Bloodline, probably. Okay. Oof, that's yummy. So top is very good. We're just going to Distress, though. I think that we do want to... Alright, so... This is tough. All these are very annoying for us. I'm going to say Phyrexian Revoker. Actually, I'll take Thalia. I'll take Thalia. Let him play his Ramnap Excavator and hopefully Wrath the board as it gets wider. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Ramnap Excavator, play your Windswept Heath, get another land, etc., and then... Yep. Which is good, because that means that this one comes in untapped, and it's kind of probably one of the last lands we're going to see that is a non-basic that isn't a fetch. I mean, the fetches will come in tap, but that's not that big a deal by comparison. We just want to make sure that we can deal with this Phyrexian Revoker, to be honest, because that will turn off our ability to discard cards. So we're going to play this, say go. Alright, wasn't expecting that, but sure. And then he'll play either Thalia or Worn Power Stone here. It's kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. Okay, sure. So on my turn, I think I play this to bait out the Phyrexian Revoker. I'm going to pitch Pathraiser now. Pass. And I'll pitch Zetalpa. Pass. Yeah. This is a nice engine. I think Crucible Snake is pretty decent. It's not amazingly overpowered. Obviously it combos very well with Strip Mine, which isn't the cube, but I don't. I guess I just don't find it to be particularly overpowered. And the thing is, Wasteland just doesn't do nearly as much. So regrowth to get back Thalia. Sure. That's interesting. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Is he not going to play the Phyrexian Revoker to name my Call the Bloodline? That's interesting. Okay, sure. Okay. I'm just going to do this and hold up Vraska's Contempt, I think. And then, yeah, I really don't mind. We just haven't found a reanimation spell, which is unfortunate. If we did find something, that would be wonderful, but just haven't found one. So now I'm getting my opponent to overcommit, which is the entire point, and we get to Wrath, and then we're happy. We're really happy to get to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do. Do we just preserve our life total here, since we're wrathing the board anyway? Sure. Block like that. Sure. So we baited him into playing all of his permanents, and now we get to Wrath, which is huge. Will he O-Stone? Will he pop the O-Stone to kill my Call of Bloodline? Who knows? I have no idea. Curious that he didn't. I'll cast the Hymn here. Sure, why not? Let's see what's up there. Nice. That was worth it. Path Exile would have ruined my day, because, yeah, Zetalpa is kind of my win. It's how I'm planning on winning this. Since O-Stone is rather annoying. Okay, sure. If we could just find a reanimation spell, that would be top notch. Okay, Mirror Crusader's fine. What does he get back if he exhumes? Not super into giving him more things, to be honest. But I mean, Stealth is just so much more powerful than whatever he's going to get back, right? That's got to be how that works. So sure, let's exhume. If I'm lucky, he'll pop the O-Stone in response, and then I get to equip Lightning Greaves and get him for 8, which is huge. And it wouldn't be a bad play, really, from his perspective. It's just that it would benefit me, because he doesn't know that I have Lightning Greaves in hand. Though he did see it last game, so he could be playing around it. Sure. That's what I expected him to get, but yep. It's kind of a shame for him that he's already used his regrowth, since regrowth could have gotten back to path. But I'm not worried about this. This is easy to deal with for us, to be honest. we just have so much to do here. I mean, the fact that it's vigilance is, that's the thing that really makes it that brings it up to the powerhouse that it is in this deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Vivian Reed, sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't have enough mana for Hornet Queen. Sure. That's fine. I will go face, I think. Actually, no, I want to kill Vivian Reed because that lessens the chances of him having... What is this? I didn't expect that card. That's rough. All right. Let's get back Pathrazor then, I guess. Yes, he can kill with O-Stone, but he also has to kill his board with the O-Stone. So that's the reason why I did that, is because it forces him to actually kill his board, which ultimately benefits us because it's less stuff for us to answer. And now he does have enough for Hornet Queen, though, so if he hits off of Vivian Reed, we won't be in an ecstatic position. This is a good game, though. I'm here for what this game is. Sure. So that gets exiled. Is there anything that we can take from him? I guess we could take Phyrexian Revoker and name like O-Stone with the. Of course. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he doesn't have enough for that yet. So frustrating. But okay, so I think that the plan is to reanimate one of his creatures. I'm leaning toward, I think, Thalia, because Thalia's got first strike, and she's going to make his Hornet Queen come in tapped. So I'll reanimate one of his creatures with Animate Dead, give it haste, hit him with the creature so I can gain the Monarch back, and put Pathrazor into play. I think that's the right line. like this. Thalia being in play actually helps us because it means all of his Hornet Queen tokens come in to play tapped. So, and since he didn't kill the Animate Dead with the Vivian Reed, we're actually in an okay position, kind of, roughly an okay position. I wonder if he's got Wickerbow Elder in hand. And if he has enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's got enough. Because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let me do this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, that's enough to do Wickerbow and Hornet Queen. Popping the O-Stone? Sure. Alright, cool. So we maintain the Monarch, though. And then, yeah, he plays that, but hopefully we just top deck Languish, kill the board, and go from there. Or like Beguard and Hellkite would be fine too. Well, no, that wouldn't work. Sorry, we need some way of, yeah. But anyway, Languish, it doesn't quite work, does it? Okay, so what do we want? I think really our deck is fine. I really do. Maybe we want something like Bloodghast. That could be kind of good. To be a little bit more aggressive. And we can cut something. I don't really know what to cut for that, but maybe just Preordain, which is a fine card. It's just maybe not. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe we don't need the second Wrath effect. That. I know it's tough. It's really tough. Vraska's Contempt maybe, and then just kill that with creatures. Sure, let's try that. Okay, yeah, I'm done with this hand. If we find any sort of discard or... yeah, it's a fine hand. I'll do Lay Bare the Heart first. I think I'll take Sylvan Library. That's the most likely thing. Like, him having a ton of card advantage is something that would definitely kill us very quickly. And he's light on land, so that cuts him off of like drawing into them as effectively as normal. It's really tempting to distress myself here, but I think that the disciplined play is to not do that, I think. discipline play is to distress, take Wickerbow Elder. Obviously, Nissa can get those things back, but I think my goal is that we suffocate his mana pretty well. We could actually just get back the Wickerbow Elder and kill his Prismatic Lens. That's kind of funny. I kind of like that. No, we can't because we don't have green mana. I lied. Sure. You just took yourself off of Thragtusk, which seems silly to me. Yeah, I'm not about that. That seemed mediocre at best. I think I do want to just move toward discarding one of these guys to hand size. Just hopefully we don't see a Realmnop Excavator with the Strip Mine. Okay, Sylvan Library, sure. Yeah, alright. Alright, fine. Okay, I like this. I'm just going to attack with this, because if he's got Settle the Wreckage, I don't want to get blown out. Sure. And then I'm going to just attach this here. Could have attacked with these stupid vampire tokens and gotten back something else, but alas, did not happen. I do think we're going to win this one. Unfortunately, we're not going to get round 3. It's often very challenging to get 3 rounds on Cockatrice, but this is one of the best reanimator decks I've made. We just had so much redundancy in terms of reanimation spells. We had some of the more resilient reanimation targets. Uh-oh. Wickerbow Elder, sure. Yeah. We already knew that was going to happen, so that's not terribly surprising. Eight, 13, 14. And we pass. And we can bin this Bogarden Hellkite. Alright, and our opponent conceded. So it looks like we were able to do pretty well with what I think was a successful blue-black reanimator list. I'm hoping to do some more of these, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will take them into consideration. For the next few weeks I'll be doing drafts of my own cube, and then in the future potentially I'll be asking for submissions for cubes to draft with other people. So thanks for watching, guys, and tune in next time.